Returning to my Coin Lady channel, I am pleased to see you again. In this episode, we will cover all the latest news in the cryptocurrency industry, including XRP. Thus, Coinbase criticizes authorities over cryptocurrency deposit limits. Coinbase has filed a FOIA request with the Fdic, requesting that the bank provide documentation to support any limits on digital asset deposits that banks may impose on crypto companies. The request also includes any correspondence between the bank, regulators, and the press. I appreciate Coinbase being transparent about all of this. You never know, your bank might still be unwilling to cooperate with Uphold, even when you attempt to purchase cryptocurrency on their platform. Whatever your preferred method of onboarding may be, you'll need to go through an alternate channel. Coinbase is no different. To put it simply, banks would rather you not put your money into cryptocurrency. They also prefer to limit the amount of money you can spend on cryptocurrency every day. In my opinion, it will also be an issue when you exit an exchange. Additionally, there will be a daily limit. The Fdic claims that all 23 letters it sent to banks in 2022 requesting that they suspend crypto activity are prohibited from disclosure under the Freedom of Information Act. The letters were discovered through the Electronic Public Records Act, EPO, and the Freedom of Information Act. Included in an ongoing investigation bug is an examination, inquiry, investigation, endless, and inquiry. You can avoid ever having to explain or defend your stance in court if you examine the action indefinitely. The SEC wasn't the only one attempting to keep us out of crypto. The Fdic and the major banks were also involved. You should be aware that banks are in it for the money. They want you to deposit your check or money into an account so they can make a profit. Putting money into a checking or savings account would never earn you interest, but in 2022, the bank did remember that Bitcoin was not Fdic insured. Is it possible? Reason being, it's nothing more than some code sitting in some nameless computer, and this was all in 2022. That is to say, according to them, the Fdic does not apply to cryptocurrency. Additionally, the Fdic would not be able to pay for the full amount if even a small number of banks were to go down at this time. Keep in mind the video I showed you all where the Fdic discussed bail-ins. They are bringing up bail-ins because they anticipate more bank failures and are preparing for them. Nobody can trust the banks. When it comes to storing my money, I still believe XRP is the safer option. And I will achieve financial independence, you know. There is no promise of secure financial independence from the bank. With fiat, the future is bright. Things will change. CBDC is fiat's future. Notice how they never stop trying to make a CBDC more interesting. You shouldn't be concerned, using digital currency will provide you the same flexibility as using cash or a central bank. Furthermore, there are lawmakers who have voiced the opinion that CBDCs are mostly academic. Given that the present administration was in session discussing the possibility of a digital dollar as early as 2020 in secret meetings in Washington, D.C., it is reasonable to assume that such a currency is already in reserve for use in the event of a future crisis. They're prepared to accept digital currency. This is my perspective on it. We get a CBDC if Harris is elected, and a digital dollar stable coin if Trump is elected. Everything is the same. When discussing a central bank or digital currency, the language is different and more formal. All Americans must follow this course of action. A digital currency issued by the central bank is already in the works in the other nation. Russia and the BRICS countries are moving quickly on many fronts. In my opinion, the Treasury will still make that announcement, probably sometime in the new year. And Paul Ryan is this guy. The former House Speaker believes that regulating stable coins would bring the US dollar into the global digital economy, hence increasing demand for US dollars, government bonds, bills, and notes by a factor of $1 trillion. Consider the potential increase in demand for U.S. Treasury bonds by $1 trillion if stablecoin regulation were implemented. They want us to believe, according to their story, that we must hurry into the digital era. However, the only way forward is for the U.S. to have a CBDC as we enter the digital age. Philippe Arguelier, a French billionaire, revealed the 38 members of the shadow government after releasing 4 databases. As I've said before, BlackRock is a big player in the globalist movement. Do you find it surprising that Bill Gates is among the wealthiest people in the world? This list includes the following families: the British royal family, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Bushes, and the Vatican Wallenbergs. After that, there are the globalist operatives. We own XRP, among them, the World Economic Forum, Larry Fink, BlackRock, the International Monetary Fund, and countless more. You can tell what you're investing in with Ripple because of its ties to institutions like the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the World Economic Forum, JP Morgan Chase, and the Federal Reserve, all of whom intend to use XRP for on-demand liquidity. There it is, the future. You will achieve financial independence in that way. In my opinion, XRP remains your sole option for escaping a CBDC. You must become wealthy from this. You have this opportunity once in a lifetime to escape the CBDC. Simply put, no one with disposable income is going to live on a CBDC system where the government monitors every purchase. For the wealthy, they will have a different system. Universal Basic Income, the CBDC system, and everybody else associated with public funds is in the thick of it. The volume of cryptocurrency traded on Robinhood in the third quarter was $14.4 billion, more than double from the same period last year. This is going to be a really exciting period, and I predict that figure will go much higher if crypto starts to break out and Bitcoin achieves another new all-time high. A lot more people will pour into crypto in the coming months. Cryptocurrency is facing obstacles. Things aren't going to be pleasant unless something changes soon. No, I'm not referring to the time-based or block-based incentives. It's from a Bitcoin maxi, and I've been telling you all this, and it's a lot more serious than that. Transaction costs will supersede block rewards as long as Bitcoin remains popular. This process will unfold slowly, spanning decades. Nevertheless, a fresh issue is beginning to surface. This was more difficult to foresee, but here it is. He continues by discussing wrapped Bitcoin and related topics. It remains motionless. The result is zero fees. That money is transferred to other networks, like Ethereum. Bitcoin will do nothing on its home chain as DeFi grows in popularity, and its value will be exported via wrap tokens. This is just the tip of the iceberg, though. He mentions it every time they wrap Bitcoin. BitGo is musical. Does Bitcoin Threshold have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Kraken has Bitcoin, or Bitcoin Coinbase has CB? Do you believe this is the end of it? In 10 years, where will we be? In my opinion, Bitcoin doesn't even have a decade to make this happen. Bitcoin will also experience the same fate over Flare. 11 exchange-traded funds, ETFs, encompassing Bitcoin were authorized this year. A was purchased by them. Bitcoin has a market value of more than $20 billion. I don't see all of that. Bitcoin sitting idle in a wallet with unactive cousin custodians, and exchange-traded funds, ETFs, listed on Nasdaq are trading ETF tokens rather than Bitcoins themselves. What I've been saying for a long time is finally starting to sink in for some Bitcoin maxis. What follows is a prediction about the future of Bitcoin. In the future, Bitcoin will be tokenized and used across networks such as the XRP Ledger, Stellar Network, XDC Network, and Hedera's Network. Seeing my video is an honor. When you're done, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think.